Blood raced in his ears as Adam Steele, a worn-out single dad and former Army veteran, froze mid-step inside the crowded steakhouse. 10 years of combat had trained him to sense danger before others even recognized it. He saw the man across the room slide something metallic under his jacket, saw the trembling hand, the nervous eyes, the clenched jaw of someone ready to make a terrible decision. Adam's little daughter Lily tugged his sleeve, whispering for her soda, but his focus stayed locked on the stranger, on the badge half hidden behind the police chief's coat, on the way the chief laughed unaware, his back turned to death. This was supposed to be a peaceful night out, just steak, a moment of normal life, but the world never gives ease to men who've lived too close to chaos. If you believe in kindness, human courage, and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to channel name. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Adam swallowed, instincts roaring louder than the chatter around him. He whispered one firm word to Lily, "Don't talk." She nodded softly, sensing her father's tension despite her young age. She knew when his jaw set like stone, something serious was unfolding. Adam slowly placed her under the table, shielding her with his body. Memories flashed, bombs, smoke, nights in the desert when he was the last one standing. He had promised himself never again. But life rarely honors promises made in war. After his wife died during childbirth, Adam raised Lily alone. The bills stacked like walls around him, his PTSD strangled sleep, and he barely held a job long enough before panic or nightmares got him fired. People saw a quiet man with tired eyes, never knowing the storms behind them. Tonight's dinner was a treat after months of struggle, Lily's birthday gift, bought with overtime he barely managed through broken nights. Her laughter earlier had felt like sunlight through fog. Now darkness approached once more. He observed the man, sweat dripping from temples, muttering to himself, fingers brushing a trigger. Adam realized what others didn't: this wasn't just a robbery. This was personal. The man's glare at the police chief wasn't random rage, it was revenge. Adam saw a crumpled photo peek out of the stranger's pocket, a young boy smiling, hospital band on wrist. Grief. Brokenness. A heart torn open. Adam recognized it because he lived inside that same pain every day. The aroma of roasted steak filled the place, people celebrated, couples laughed, staff moved in rhythm. Nobody sensed death creeping quietly under the warm lights. Adam moved like a shadow, slow, calculated, every muscle controlled. He remembered men whose trembling trigger fingers killed accidentally, he remembered screaming mothers. He would not let Lily witness that. He approached the man from behind, but before he reached him, the man pulled out the gun, pointing it directly at the police chief. Time seemed to stretch into eternity. Chairs screeched as people gasped and ducked, plates crashing to the floor. Adam's heartbeat slowed, his mind sharpening like a rifle scope. He lunged forward, tackling the man with controlled force. The gun fired, glass shattered, people screamed. Adam seized the man's wrist, pinning him to the ground with the raw strength of a father with everything to lose. He whispered again, low and calm, "Don't talk." Not a threat, but a plea, because he saw in the man's eyes a story carved from heartbreak. Police swarmed, ordering Adam back, but he didn't let go. Not yet. He looked into the stranger's shaking eyes and saw more than violence. He saw a father, broken by life, pushed to a ledge no heart should reach. The man sobbed, words spilling like drowning confessions. Adam didn't speak. He listened. Sometimes silence saves lives more than bullets. The police chief, pale yet steady, approached slowly. Recognition filled his eyes, not of Adam, but of the pain between them. The chief learned the man's son had died after a raid gone wrong. Papers hid the truth, accountability lost in bureaucracy. The man came not as a criminal, but as a grieving father searching for justice in the only way his shattered soul understood. Tension faded like rain after thunder. Instead of anger, the room held something fragile, understanding. The chief placed a gentle hand on the man's shoulder, promising to reopen the case, not out of fear but remorse. Adam stepped back, breath trembling, Lily running into his arms with tears of relief streaking her cheeks. He held her tight, knowing how close he came to losing everything. News spread quickly, about the quiet veteran who saved a life not by killing, but by understanding. Adam didn't want recognition, yet praise found him. The police chief visited the next day, offering him a job, not security, but community outreach, helping troubled families heal before violence sprouts. A man who once thought he was broken suddenly realized maybe his scars could become bridges for others. Life slowly changed. Bills stopped crushing him. Lily smiled more. Adam found purpose greater than survival. He visited the grieving father later, not as enemy but as someone who knew the taste of loss. Over months, support groups formed, families healed, and one night Adam walked into that same steakhouse again. This time laughter wasn't interrupted by fear, but grew warm, like hope reborn. Before you read the ending, please comment below one word that describes how the story made you feel. Years passed. Lily grew, strong and kind like her father, telling friends proudly how her dad once saved a life using compassion instead of violence. Adam looked at her and felt something he hadn't in years: peace. Not all wounds disappear, but some transform into strength. The steakhouse incident became a reminder that heroes aren't always the loudest, they're often tired parents, struggling through life, choosing love even when life gave them pain. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to channel name. Your support helps more people experience powerful stories of courage, humanity, and second chances. Sometimes the bravest thing a person can say is nothing. Sometimes the greatest victory is stopping a tragedy before it begins. And sometimes, a single dad just trying to get through life becomes the light someone else desperately needs. Thank you for watching.